Hi, beautiful souls. So, we will do a reading for Enhypen, April 2025. So, recently they showed up in Coachella, and there's a lot of celebrities there, including Blackpink, and there's also Hollywood stars there. So, we will check the current energy of Enhypen. What's the objective of HYBE for Enhypen, and what's the current dynamics of Enhypen within the members, and then we will also check their future, their upcoming projects, and we will check as well if they will be able to reach the highest peak of their popularity, same as with BTS, but of course in their own way. Okay, so we have the world, and then Seven of Wands, the Devil, Ten of Pentacles, and then Page of Cups. So the Devil card, so this card suggests intensity, possibly a mix of pressure, obsession with success, or being bound by certain expectations from fans, management, or the industry. It could also reflect how overwhelming fame and media attention might feel after such a huge global stage. So this indicates temptation, overworking, or even battling inner fears or doubts behind the scenes. And we have the world. So for the world, this is actually a beautiful contrast to the Devil. So this speaks to completion, success, and global recognition. Performing at Coachella could have felt like a full circle moment or a milestone. This card screams "we did it" energy. They made their mark and feel fulfilled, but also aware that a new chapter is on the horizon. And then we have Seven of Wands. So this shows they're in defense mode, possibly dealing with criticism, proving themselves post-performance, or navigating new expectations. It could also mean they're standing their ground artistically, especially if they have experimented with something bold or different at Coachella. So they're staying strong despite public scrutiny or pressure to conform. And then for the Page of Cups, so this brings a softer tone, so they're emotionally open, reflective, and maybe even feeling inspired. It could mean they're processing everything with a childlike curiosity and emotional sensitivity, possibly connecting with their inner artist again, dreaming up against next, and feeling grateful for the experience. And then Ten of Pentacles, so this is a long-term success, legacy, and financial and creative stability. Performing at Coachella might have secured future opportunities for them, such as endorsements, collabs, or new fan bases. So they're not just thinking about the now, they're building something that will last. So overall energy, so there's empowerment and growth for the World card and Ten of Pentacles, and then heavy but motivating pressure for the Devil card and the Seven of Wands, and then a sense of wonder and emotional depth for the Page of Cups. So they're likely experiencing a whirlwind of emotions, from accomplishment and validation to emotional vulnerability and the burden of high expectations, but they're pushing through and thinking long term, right? Alright, so next we will dive in with the current dynamics of the members of Enhypen. Okay, so we have Four of Wands, Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, that card, and we have here Five of Wands. This is actually an intense spread right here. So we'll be talking about the current dynamics of the members of Enhypen. So we have Four of Wands, Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, the Death card, and then Five of Wands. So Seven of Wands, this card screams defense and competition. One or more members might be feeling like they have to defend their place or prove themselves within the group or to the public. So it's giving, I'm standing my ground, I'm not backing down. So maybe someone is asserting more individuality right now, or there's underlying tension about roles, spotlight, or artistic input. And then for the Three of Wands, there's a strong desire to expand and look beyond the current situation. So some members could be thinking about their future, solo opportunities, global reach, or even evolving outside the typical group dynamics. So it's ambitious and hopeful, but a little detached, like someone's mentally already planning their next big step. And then Four of Wands, this shows stability and celebration, and it's likely about recent achievements like Coachella bringing the group together. So despite individual stress or tension, there is a shared feeling of success and camaraderie underneath. You might be trying to keep a unified front for fans even if things feel a bit unstable behind the scenes. And then we have Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, this confirms conflict, tension, and competition among members, whether it's creative differences, ego clashes, or just the natural chaos of a group under pressure. There's definite friction right now, like clashing ideas, small arguments, unspoken rivalry, nothing explosive but definitely bubbling. And then the Death card, so this is actually the big one, so this isn't literal obviously, so it's like a symbolic of transformation, endings, and new beginnings. So a dynamic is ending within the group. Either someone's role is shifting, a change in their bond is coming, or even potential talks of restructuring, like someone pulling away emotionally or artistically. It's not bad, but it's evolution, but it's deep and probably painful for some. So the current dynamic, there's undeniable tension and inner conflict, Seven and Five of Wands, maybe even power struggles. And then someone is dreaming of what's next individually, like Three of Wands, so while still recognizing the group's shared success, Four of Wands. So something is shifting big time within the Death card. This might be the start of a new era or the beginning of a transformation for one or more members. Okay, next we will check the plans of HYBE company for the Enhypen group. So what are their possible future plans? Okay, let's check here. So what will be their plan for the Enhypen group? Okay, so we have Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the High Priestess, the Lover's card, the Eight of Wands, and then we have here Temperance. Okay, so we have here the spread. It's actually deeply layered and it speaks volumes about HYBE'S future plans for Enhypen. So Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the High Priestess. We have here Eight of Wands, the Lover's card, and then the Temperance. So for the Temperance, this is all about balance, patience, and strategic blending. So HYBE isn't rushing with Enhypen, so they're carefully timing everything. So think of it as a long-term alchemical plan, so managing their global image, music direction, and internal roles with precision. So the repetition of Temperance tells us they're trying to avoid extremes, possibly juggling group versus solo plans or local versus international markets. So they're playing the long game. HYBE wants sustainability, not just viral success. And then for the High Priestess, so there's actually secrecy here. HYBE might already have future moves planned that haven't been revealed to the public or even to all members. So this card also hints at image management, so keeping a mystical curated aura around Enhypen. So also there may be influence from a powerful female figure or creative director guiding the group's direction quietly behind the scenes. So this card suggests trust your intuition, but you won't get the full truth yet. And then Five of Swords, so here's what gets thorny. So this indicates internal conflict, manipulation, or winning at a cost. So HYBE might be making decisions that don't sit right with everyone, perhaps prioritizing marketability or profit over the group's emotional needs. Could also mean favoritism or setting up dynamics that breed competitiveness intentionally or not. So some members may be left feeling used or unheard, or even if the public sees a polished surface. And then for the Lovers card, this could point to an upcoming major decision regarding the group's path. So possibly public pairings or duos being emphasized here, like subunits or collaborations, but at its core, the Lovers is all about alignment and choice. So HYBE may be shaping the group around the concept of emotional appeal, with relationships like real or fan service, or soul binding themes to attract deeper fandom loyalty. And then Five of Pentacles. So this card speaks to abandonment, instability, or feeling left out in the cold. So someone or something may be excluded from HYBE's long-term plans, whether that's a member being sidelined or a subtle phasing out of group-centric content in favor of solos. So it could also show HYBE is aware of market fatigue or the group momentum and is already prepping contingency strategies. So HYBE's future plan based on this spread is that there's a slow strategic evolution, not sudden changes but quiet adjustments based on the Temperance card. And then there are crafting or hidden decisions with the High Priestess, and then there's a potential conflict or tough trade-offs ahead, like Five of Swords or Five of Pentacles, and then a major decision point or rebranding that could focus on connections, emotional storytelling, or duality. And then HYBE is being very calculated within Enhypen's future, balancing artistry with control, appearances with internal pressure. Expect some members to flourish while others may feel neglected or creatively stifled unless changes are made. Okay, so we will check who among the members of Enhypen are feeling left out. Okay, so we have Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and then the Star. Members who are actually feeling left out with their current energy. So the Three of Pentacles speaks about teamwork or collaboration and shared goals. And then for the Eight of Pentacles, this is about hard work, repetition, and skill building. So someone in the group is putting in a lot of effort behind the scenes, like perfecting, improving, probably trying to keep up or improve themselves. So they may be working harder than others just to feel seen or valued. It gives the feeling that this member is dedicated, maybe even a bit of a perfectionist, but feels overlooked or like their efforts go unrecognized. So, and then we also have the Star card here. This shows that this member has big dreams and wants to shine. They have hope, vision, and maybe even the it factor, but feel like they aren't getting the spotlight or emotional support they need. So the Star also hints at someone who may be emotionally or spiritually sensitive, someone who longs for connection and validation. And then we have Five of Cups here. This one hits the heart. So someone is feeling left out, emotionally disappointed, or abandoned. So this card shows that someone is grieving something silently, whether it's a loss or a closeness with a member, or a personal disappointment, or feeling like they don't belong as much as they're used to. They're still surrounded by support, like the Two Cups behind them, but all they can feel right now is what's missing. So who might it be? So first, as what I can see here, is Songhon. So he often gives like a silent worker energy, poised, hardworking, but sometimes emotionally distant. And then second is Sono. So Sono is emotionally expressive but may feel underappreciated or misunderstood, especially if he's not getting enough spotlight. And then Jungwon as a leader could also carry a lot of unspoken pressure, feeling disconnected from the rest despite being in charge. So next we will be checking if Enhypen will reach its peak of popularity like BTS in their own way. Okay, so we have King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Judgment, Seven of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. So this is if Enhypen will reach its highest peak of popularity like BTS group in their own way. Okay, so this spread contains King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Judgment, Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands. So this is the question if Enhypen will reach its highest peak of popularity like BTS group, but in their own way. So for the King of Pentacles, so this is actually has the potential to be extremely successful, stable, and influential, especially in terms of wealth, brand power, and global business. It shows solid leadership, possibly hinting at one or more members growing into major figure in K-pop or beyond. So HYBE'S sees them as an asset, something to cultivate and monetize seriously. And then Knight of Wands, so this energy is fast-moving, passionate, and bold. So it shows Enhypen's drive, charisma, and ambition. They're not just sitting around waiting for success. They're chasing it, experimenting, trying to evolve, but it's also a little unstable, meaning their journey could be filled with highs and lows, fast bursts of hype, then recalibration. Not as steady as BTS, but full of fire. And then for the Queen of Wands, they radiate charisma, stage presence, and individuality. So this card suggests one or more members or the group as a whole will become icons in fashion, creativity, or visual appeal. They have that it factor, especially for younger audiences and global fans. Also a sign of feminine power and public love, meaning they'll likely win over massive fandoms internationally, particularly through visuals, confidence, and magnetism. The Judgment card, so this is a powerful awakening card. It signals that Enhypen will face a turning point, a time when they are reborn, rebranded, or suddenly gain global recognition on a much deeper level. If they're meant to rise to BTS fame, this card says it will happen after a major transformation, not just following the same path. So Judgment also implies a legacy moment, something that could define their career, like a viral performance, a brave artistic move, or a global movement. And then for the Ace of Pentacles, so this is a very positive omen. So it speaks to new opportunities, international deals, and expansion. It could also mean like a solo or group projects that open up huge commercial success, new endorsements, collaborations, or even acting gigs. So they're being offered the seeds to grow into something massive. And then for the Seven of Swords, this is a twist. This card brings in themes of strategy, secrecy, and hidden agendas. So not everyone involved in their rise will have pure intentions. So HYBE or other forces might be making calculated moves, manipulating public image, or playing the long game. It could also point to behind-the-scenes jealousy, image management, or conflict, especially if compared to BTS. So this card doesn't block their rise, but it warns the road to the top might include deception, sacrifice, or hard truths. So overall, Enhypen has the ingredients for a massive rise. They're talented, marketable, and gaining spiritual momentum. Cards like Judgment, King of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles, this confirms that they can reach legendary status, but in their own unique way, not as a BTS replica. So they might never be the next BTS, but they could become something equally impactful, just on a different path. More experimental, visually lead, emotionally powerful. That Seven of Swords says it will take clever navigation and surviving internal and external attention to truly reach that peak. Okay, are they all going solo, and will it be successful? Because we have Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Knight of Cups, and then Six of Wands. Okay, so this is regarding if Enhypen will split after their contract, and are they all have a solo project. So for the Six of Wands, they will reach a high point of success, and then for the Nine of Wands, they will reach internally drained or ready for new phases. And also members may follow individual paths, and some will lead by heart, by the Knight of Cups, others by stability, like the Knight of Pentacles. So they're not going to completely disband. It's possible they will evolve into a flexible group with solo focus, kind of like same as Shiny or EXO members are doing. So they are not actually disbanding, even if after 7 years. So I don't see any disbandment here. Okay, so I think that's all that I have here for Enhypen. So good luck to all of them, and thank you so much for watching this reading. See ya.